Oh, stop, everyone. Stop. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome to the 226th episode of Make Your Day Richer. I am your host, trying to change our settings on Facebook because Facebook does not put your videos as public right away. And so I need to change the privacy public there. Now people can watch from wherever they need to watch. And it's a good show, so you should be able to do that. We're at episode 226. Shall we look at how many views we've had in the last 225 episodes here on Make Your Day Richer? Please, drum roll, please. There you go. 346,095 views of this show. And I thank every person who has tuned in, who has shared, who has supported, every guest who has been on. It's been a dream to do this show for 225 episodes. If you'd like to support the show so we can continue to do this Monday through Friday, go to buymeacoffee.com/makeyourdayricher. Donate a little coffee. It's not actually coffee. It's like the amount of a coffee. Starts like $5. And it'd be fantastic. I would love you for it. Okay. I can't hear the videos in my ear, so that should be fun. Hopefully you can hear it if you're watching. That would be awful. What else do I have to tell you? It's my last day of freedom because my dad arrives tomorrow. He's flying in from Wisconsin tomorrow morning to, I guess, watch me MC Kaleidoscope Fest this weekend. So if you're around the Waxhaw, North Carolina area, Saturday, 10 to 6 at the downtown park, there's a ton of stuff happening. Live performances, art shows, food trucks, demonstrations, a cool scavenger hunt where you can win prizes, and me. So that's happening on Saturday from 10 to 6. So if you're in the area, stop by. And if you're not in the area, take a little drive. It's supposed to be beautiful out, and spend a couple hours with us there and meet my dad. Okay. We're going to try this again. The other day, I tried to show a clip of the season finale of Before You Go, which is a podcast that I help edit and produce, and it wouldn't work. So we're going to try this again. It's available. It's called Before You Go, and it's available wherever you get podcasts, including YouTube. So let's hopefully take a look at this clip. Fingers crossed.
Shake out, move out, and, re-regulate some of that energy. Because, this is the thing that I've learned that's been really helpful for me is that emotions are just energy, right? They're just energy. And sometimes that energy is really comfortable in the body, sometimes it's not. But if you allow it to just be there for between 30 and 90 seconds, it usually resolves, and you can help that resolution, especially through movement. And that's why I love that you do yoga, because that's a great way to move things through.
Oh, I agree. We always say the issues are in the tissues. And so we can move that energy around and, have more agency or control over the energy that we're giving out, but also holding within ourselves.
Oh, such a great podcast. I don't know why I didn't go to, here, we'll do this. You can go to abodehome.org if you'd like to learn more about the work that they do there in San Antonio. It's a great nonprofit. They're also looking for an executive director or a CEO. I don't know which term they're using. So if you'd like to get involved, you can find more about Natalie, more about the show, more about the nonprofit right there at abodehome.org. And if you'd like help with your podcast, making it fun, and you just want to show up and host, and I can make it look beautiful, send me an email at makeyourdayricher@gmail.com. We can get you all settled. Okay, is that all I have to tell you? I'm very glad that clip finally worked. I have no idea why it didn't before. All right, we have a great show today, so we're going to try something new, and hopefully I don't screw it up. We have a great show with Gina Economopoulos. Now, say that and twice in a row, and you win a prize here on this show. But we're going to take a break. She's an end-of-life doula, and among other things, she has a great story, and I'm so happy to have her here to share it. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back with Gina Economopoulos after this break. Don't go away. All right. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Sometimes things work and sometimes they don't here on a live show, and I don't know why. It's like it didn't. Evie Mux, I love you, but sometimes your stuff doesn't work. Now let me see. Is her intro in here? Whatever. We'll just go with her. We'll just chat with her. Okay, my guest has a compassionate heart and a powerful message of hope, especially for those facing life's final chapter. Gina Economopoulos is an end-of-life doula on the Jersey Shore, extending her comfort and support to individuals in their final chapter. Gina's own life journey is one of immense resilience, overcoming challenges like alcoholism, loss, and difficult relationships. You can read all about it in her new book, Shake the Dust Off Your Feet and Walk, and she's here to share her story and her dedication to helping others. So please welcome Gina Economopoulos. Well, Gina, you're an end of life doula, which we have had on this show before. I actually help an end of life doula with another podcast that she does. But tell everybody what you do. What is an end of life doula?
Oh, an end-of-life doula is like a non-holistic route, one would say, being with the dying, being present to those who are dying. It's not, like I said, it's not medical, so I'm not a nurse. I'm just a person who is certified that if they want my service, whatever service they want. I could pray with them. I could sit by their bed. I could hold their hands. I could talk about death if they want to. As we know, death is scary. Nobody likes to talk about dying. Nobody likes to talk about death, and even the patient. Maybe it's the family member says, "Oh, we could use your help. Come on in." And so what I do, Richard, is that I go into, if somebody calls up and says, it was just maybe not recently, but in the last year, somebody called up and said, my fiance is dying and he would like to talk to you. Okay, no problem. So I go over, and his name was Mike. A matter of fact, he lived right down the road, young guy, and I spent an hour just talking, and he just had questions. He just had questions, and he was battling from cancer, and he too had a transformation, and so whatever he was sharing, I was kind of bouncing off of, and he just says, I says, yeah, I'm here. I'll pray with you. I could sit with you, whatever you want, and he was like, his eyes lit up, and he's like, yeah, I would like that. I'll get back to you. But then the next day he passed away. But yet his fiance said, Gina, you brought real peace to Mike's heart and mind. And that's
Yeah, that's
all.
what he needed. Yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't need you a second time. How did you get
No.
into this work?
It started when my mom had died 33 years ago. I was at her bedside. I was 23 years old, and I did not want her to die. I was trying to save her, but then here she died. And during that time, after she died, we had hospice, and the hospice nurse said to me, you know what, Gina, you'd be very good with the dying. And I'm like, over my dead body, would I be good? I'll just take care of my mom. Now, mind you, I didn't have no faith, no hope, nothing. I had no God in my life. And that was like my beginning of my spiritual journey. So, like, fast forward, in the next, few years after my mom's death, I went on this spiritual journey, came back to my Catholic roots. In that, I became a Catholic nun. So I was a Catholic nun for 12 years in the South Bronx, and that's where the being with the dying really flourished. God really put that on my seed, the seed in my heart, because for some reason, because I had faith. I have faith. I know where I'm going. I know where other people are going, whether it's to heaven or God. It's a peace. It's a peaceful place. It doesn't matter if it's here, it doesn't matter. But I know it's a better place from here, just from my own personal journey, really, because I did taste hell here and I taste life. And I'm like, I'd rather be in life. And I can't imagine where my mom's at or where heaven's at. So,
Mm.
like fast forward as I stopped being I left the nunnery. I was a nun for 12 years, but in there, I was with a lot of people from all ages. And it was my joy. It was my passion from all denominations, from all life instantly, whatever it may be. A lot of people I did not know. Ironic thing is that sometimes they would call the convent and ask for Sister Regina, and they would say, "Oh my God, Sister Death is coming to visit. Don't call Sister Regina on me," And I'm like, "No, don't worry, I won't," like, because I really enjoy whatever it is to pray into peace. Because like once I said, it's my faith knowing that there's a better place from here. So
Mm.
now, fast forward as I continue my journey of a lot of more pain and suffering in my life, and my fiance died of the disease of alcoholism, and at this point, I didn't want to be with anyone who was dying or anything, even though it was in me. I just did not think of it. But granted, I was with people. I wasn't with Danny when he died, but yet I know God was with him, and then continue to fasting forward is that I come to realize I'm an alcoholic. So my story,
Mm.
and in that I received a new life, and then about 2 years ago, my in my sobriety, because now meanwhile I happen to be at people's bedsides or whatever. People will call and, "Can you go visit so and so in the hospital?" Yeah, no problem. I'll go pray, maybe the rose, whatever it may be. I had no problem being with anyone who was dying or who was sick or anything. And so so about two years ago, a friend of mine said to me, "Gina, you could become an end-of-life doula." I go, "What's that?" I didn't know what that was, really. And they're like, "Yeah, you could be certified." I was like, and then she explained, you be with the people with the dying. And I was like, "Really? You could get paid for all this?" And she says, "Yes, you could, go get certified." And so that's what I did. I had found a certification online. I had a mentor. I do have to say everything that the class was offering. It was like a 3-month course or whatever. It didn't bother me. I knew it all because it was just from my personal experience. Well, except for dealing with the power attorney, the logistic parts, which if I don't know it and if the family wants me to help them out, I will say, "Okay, let me find out what you need." I mean, that's
Yeah.
fine. But other than that, so yes, I got certified. And today I'm a certified end of life doula. And not only I'm there for the patients, I'm for the family as well. I got an A+ in grief because of my own personal grieving. So I
Mhm.
know what grief is all about. And even just to be present and to be with those from all walks of life that are dying or especially, and also now I help out a group where, mothers and families have lost loved ones to addiction, and that's a grief in itself.
Yeah.
That's sort of being with them in that kind of way, or even with the addicts. Yeah, so God has so much in store in me. I did write my book this past year, and it just everything I shared from my childhood to where I am today, and it was through a lot of pain and suffering. But my goal is, like, here I have a new life today, and in my new life, I like to share that. And I do. I really have a passion, not only to share my story of where I was and where I am today, but even the passion to be with those who need my service at the end of their life. Some people are angry, whatever, and I just go with an open heart, mind, and try to be present to them to my best of my ability to how they how they want to die in dignity. Because the
Yeah.
last thing I'll say is, Rich, I do believe everyone, whether you're on the streets or in a palace, that we all need to die with dignity and grace and respect.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
and some get it and some don't, and that's where I would like to be put, just to give them the dignity. No, no worries, you are loved. go,
Mhm.
so.
Well, yeah, and some people would say, "Oh my gosh, I could never do a job like that. I could never be around death all day. That has to be so depressing." But I'm sure there's so much joy and so much spirit that comes out as well, I would guess.
Yes, there is.
Mm.
Yes, there, sometimes I do feel the spirit, and I do feel when, like our neighbors downstairs, they were elderly, and I took care of both of them, and the husband, like I was up here on the couch, and I was praying, and I knew he passed away, and I just went down to check. Oh, he just died 2 minutes ago. Like that.
Mhm.
Like uh, sometimes I have that connection, and I believe it's a gift from God. And sometimes when I'm there, I don't even know the person, and I'll be there holding their hand. I'll say, it's okay, and then they'll take their last breath, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
okay, say a little prayer, and then the families come, and they, of course they cry. It's normal. I do. Last thing I would like to say was with my uncle. It was back in 2000. This is when I was a nun. That he had a heart attack, and I went he on New York. So I was at I went to go visit him, and he was dying because it was his so many. The doctor says there's no more, and we talked. But I talked to him when my cousins weren't around. Like I'm
Yeah.
very more. I'm not like, okay, let's talk about it. I'm very respectful for other people. For people of being around. And there was a moment of grace. We were around, and we had such great conversations. And he says, "How long?" He asked me, "How long has it been with Mom's death?" And I said, "Oh, it's 8 years." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I'll be seeing her soon." I said, "I know. Give her a big
Mm.
hug for me." And then I did say, I said, Uncle, tomorrow's my birthday. Feel free to die on my birthday because it's the same hospital that gave me birth, and it's a
Oh.
hospital that give you birth to your new life. And sure enough, he did die on my birthday. And for
It,
that, to me, that was a gift.
yeah, and sometimes it
Yeah.
feels like people are waiting for that, for someone to say, "It's you can go." You're like, "You're okay." And
Yeah.
then so many times you hear that someone or a family member flew across the country to go see them, and they showed up and held their hand, and then they were gone.
Yes, there are so many beautiful stories
Yeah.
regards of someone dying. And then just even last year, I was taking care of an elderly, and she was dying out, and of course I'm telling God, I want to be with her when she dies. But at the same time, I know that they die whether they want loved ones or I know they have their own way, their own story, and
Mhm.
and she died peacefully, like in the middle of the night, and nobody was around, but that's how she wanted to die. But I
Yeah.
knew it was a beautiful death because of my just through my prayers, and just through what God was giving me in my heart at that
Yeah.
moment. And I always do, like I said to my uncle, whenever somebody is dying and I may not know them, I would always whisper to to the ears and say, "Give a big hug to Jesus, to Mom. You can give a hug to Danny. You're gonna meet them all. Meet them all. Tell them I
Mm.
all said hello, and God willing, I will be there with you one day,
Yeah.
one day." And but I do know they're so close to us today. It's just a veil away. It's a
Mhm.
veil away. As I'm on this, it's just the angels and the loved ones are always around, always around. And as I try to acknowledge it, I do experience them or feel them or, oh wow, yeah, oh my God, something, Mom, okay, a daisy, just certain things, and it makes it more for me. It gives me more strength to continue to be with the dying.
Mm.
It gives me that
Mhm.
hope too in my life.
Yeah, and you're helping other people also with your book. Shake the dust off your feet and walk. Tell everybody about that book.
Okay, it's my memoir. It's a true story. It's not fake news. I'm on real news here. It's about my life. I was born in Long Island, and it's everything I kind of share through my mom's death. The three tragedies of my life was my mom's death. The sister, I experienced a lot of pain and suffering in the convent, even though the joys of being of helping others was there, but I ended up getting kicked out. And then I continued my journey, and I fell in love with an alcoholic, and then he died of the disease, and then that's where I was dead. I was dead. I wanted to die at that point. I didn't even think of being an end-of-life doula or anything in my life. I was just simply existing at one point. And then I walked into the rooms of AA, and I realized that I had a struggle with alcohol throughout my life, not realizing it. I'm a good runner, a good denier, ran. But in hindsight, it's like, aha, I will have 10 years of sobriety. So in these last 10 years, one day at a time, I got a new life in me, and just working a program, not picking up a drink one day at a time. And now I have a new God in my, like, he's not new. He's been the same God. Because when I came into the rooms of AA, I hated God. So nobody wanted me by their bedside, because I hated God. But so my book is about like my transformation of my life, of my spiritual life, of my being. And now I could say that I like Gina. I'm very comfortable in my own skin, and those seeds that were planted, like I said, of being with the dying. It's like I have no problem saying today. I mean, that's what I like to do. I leave it in God's hands, as well as I leave my book in God's hands, just to touch someone, just one person. You're not alone. You could do this. If I could do it, anybody can. Anybody can. My smile was upside down at one time, and now it's upside right. So
I love that. What do you love most about your life right now?
Oh, I love being sober. I love being in the rooms of AA. And right now I just love spreading. My purpose is spreading that message of hope and strength. And then I also love, I have a gentleman in my life, Brian, and we keep saying what a blessing it is. He's sober too, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Sometimes I have to pinch myself,
Pinch
say,
yourself, yeah.
Is this for real? And it's not the exterior things. I've learned it's the interior things. It's my inside job. That's what I love, is that I'm free today. I'm free because I know what it means to be bound up, not in jail. Yes, I was in jail, but not bound. You know what I'm saying? Not nothing, but just being when you're bound up inside with such darkness and sadness and having no faith or no nothing. It's not a pretty place to be.
No.
And I was there, and it was a place where I thought I would never survive, come out, and here I came out. So that's what I love my life today, because I'm in the light today, and I'm living life, and I could participate in life and be able to live life on life's terms with the challenges, and continue to grow inside. So
well, I'm so happy to have met you. I'm so glad that you're here to share your story. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, me too.
You're so honest and open. It's so great. And your book is amazing. Shake the Dust Off Your Feet and Walk is the title of the book. What's the best way that people can connect with you and follow you?
Yes, you get the book on Amazon, and I have a website, GinaEcon.com. Facebook too, as well as Instagram, Gina Economopoulos.
Okay.
But I do gotta say, this is the best gift ever.
Oh.
For me to be on your show, because I feel like I'm with Johnny Carson. I don't know if you know Johnny Carson.
I love Johnny Carson. Of course I do.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm with him in his tour. I just pictured me, but you're much prettier or nicer. Not nicer.
You can be my Ed McMahon. How about that?
Oh, there goes Richie.
There you go. There you go. Gina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I really do. And
well, you're full of compliments, so come back anytime.
Oh, thank you. God's peace and blessings.
Have a great day. We're going to take a break. Don't go away. Life is difficult. Are you feeling overwhelmed or like you could use a little support for your mental well-being? Visit the Help Hub. It's the most comprehensive and inclusive free online destination for mental health resources, helpful tools, crisis hotlines, and supportive content. Just go to thehelphub.co to find the resources you need when you need them most. Unlike other resource pages, the Help Hub is divided into 16 different categories, ensuring that everyone in every community has access to the resources and support that matches their unique needs. Find the help you're looking for at thehelphub.co. Well, we're back, everybody. Thanks for watching. The show is over, so now's a great time to just share the show and be like, great episode. I'm ordering that book right now, Gina's book. And come back tomorrow. Would you go make your day richer? Go make somebody else's day richer. You've made mine by watching this show. And I just love you for it. Have a great day, everyone. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.